And hello everyone, welcome to a Final Fantasy V Kage Day by Determined Restream. Hello everyone, welcome! Tonight, this is going to be FieryBlizzard versus Fleury14 for bracket round 1. Everyone, wait up, the race is going to start soon. Do not miss it. And here we go. Alright, so this week the settings are a modified standard settings with randomized weapons and only double XP instead of the usual quadruple XP. So basically only half XP compared to standard. This is going to be fun, right? So here we see the usual play of looting Titan Castle with some nice prizes. Elf Cape early is something nice to have. Exploder also something nice if the Apocalypse or Azumagia is on a hard spot. Not bad. So, what would be the worst job? There are many, you could say, bad jobs. Like, runners tend to say that Dragoon or Thief or Raid Mage are not really good jobs. But, you know, they can still have some usefulness. Oh, we have Blue Mage has starter with Exploder and Deathclaw. That's really powerful, actually. Starter Blue Mage is really powerful. So tower areas hold snow keys of value. So all the locations which are considered tower, so for instance Bio Tower, Fog Tower, are barren. They don't have any required key items. That means, hey, we won't see Fog Tower today. How wonderful. Oh, level 2 old blue magic, which we can use, is going to be extremely useful. And Break Black Magic, that's also nice to have. Fiery moving on to Tool, checking the Beginner's House, which tends to have really high tier rewards. Well, Slip Sword is nice to have, but... Oh, Giant's Glove. That's the best reward here, and that's not really the greatest either. That Beginner's House was kinda meh. Alright, so Blue Mage is not really a great offensive job. Like, the best offense you can get with the Blue Mage is Aqua Rake on the Sand one, because it does times 8 damage, or Aero 3, which is Wind Element, and can be used with a Credible Reflect. But otherwise, you won't really use Blue Mage for offense. You would use it for support, because it has Big Cord, White Wind, and offensive support like Deathclaw, level 2 Old, level 5 Doom, etc. And the Chemist. Okay, the Chemist is also a really good job to have. It doesn't have a really high offensive potential, but it does give the Mix ability to learn. which is kind of a win condition if you want to go for the fastest strats on the final bosses. So yes, getting the Chemist early is great because you can easily get some APs and get mix early. And here we saw that the World Over key is in World 1, which is nice to know. The shops having high potions, antidotes and tents is also nice. So antidotes will be required if we see the mixed strats, so it's nice to have early, and the cabin. Alright, so Chul has everything we need in terms of support. We also got Throw. So what Throw does is that it's normally a ninja command. It throws an item. Pretty simple, right? You have two types of throws. You can throw any weapon. It deals a lot of damage, but you lose the weapon. The best weapon for that are the javelins, which you can buy in bulk and do more damage while being thrown. Or you can throw scrolls, which will do AoE elemental damage, which are the best way to deal elemental damage in World 1. Otherwise, what you are looking for generally are healing abilities. So mainly white magic abilities. So far I think we've only seen white 2, but meh. We want something higher, or else we want to find White Wind to use with the Blue Mage. White Wind is a powerful healing move which heals the entire party for the HP value of the caster. Basically, your caster has 1000 HP, it heals 1000 for the entire party. Alright, so Fiery is now going to look at the first boss, who is in Windshrine. Hello, Antlion. So that's actually bad to see, because Antlion will always escape the fight, so you don't get any XP. You will get ability points, but you will not get experience point. And you also don't get many ability points. Alright, Cursed Shield. It's actually a nice shield to have for the beginning. It has a really high defense, but you cannot dodge. Oh, Bolt 3 Rod. So that's a rod that casts Bolt 3, but I guess without breaking, because it's a randomized weapon? Like, it's not a Thunder Rod, which you use as an item to cast Bolt 3. It's actually a weapon that has Bolt 3 has a random effect. Control is also nice if you need to manipulate prototypes and get some power levels and dark matters. And we see the Ninja Crystal on Fleury's side. I think he is already in World 2 in Heiyu Valley. So Heiyu Valley, you just go there as soon as possible to get the loot, and you just peek at the boss, because we don't really have what it takes to kill the boss right now. But Ninja is really great to have, so you have the throw ability natively, and you have some good offense. The Ninja can equip 2 weapons natively, including the most powerful knives, and Fiery, as I said, is going to use control and power level on the prototypes. Okay, Fleury finding some good loot. So we saw a level 4 quarter. Here we saw something else really useful. X-Zone, which is an insta-kill with time magic. Okay, so prototype grinding is one of the most powerful way to level up early in the game. Okay, so Abductor, we are going back later when we have an insta-kill ability. Okay, so the perks of grinding prototype, even though we have halved XP compared to standout, it still gives a lot of XP for the beginning, especially since we know that the first bosses don't give XP. But it also gives us Dark Matters. Dark Matters are really good for two reasons. First, they sell for 15,000 kills, so it's the fastest way to farm money at this point. But Dark Matters can also be used to mix with a Phoenix Down to create a Death Potion, which is an insta-kill for every boss that is not heavy. Even if it's heavy, like Vulnerable Death. So, for instance, if you see Necrophobe with the barriers, you can insta-kill the barriers with Death Potions. So, early Chemist and early Control is a really good mix, if I can say so myself. Okay, so Fleury is actually trying to take on Abductor, so he was planning to use Deathclaw, but since you didn't level up, your blue mages don't have enough magic points to actually cast Deathclaw. Fiery finding Fire 3 in, I think that's Surgate Castle? Yes, that's Surgate Castle. No, that's Ball Castle. Wait, is that Ball or Surgate? So they both have the same shops, but not the same chicks. Oh, I just saw some gold pins for sale. This is really good for mages because it divides by 2 the MP consumed. And we are seeing some really nice loot in Kuza Castle. Levia, I think that was White Mage, Doom Black Magic, White 6, yeah. Really good abilities here. So Fleury might want to take times 6 because he found X Zone. That would be his first way to actually insta-kill bosses. Flying Lunka Roots. I saw a hint about flying Lunka Rooms, but I wasn't able to actually catch it. I think it was a Path to the Void. Oh, two-ended ability, that's useful. So it allows a character equipped by this ability to wield 2 weapons. Fiery on the way to check the Moor town. Here are 2 items. Oh, I roll 3 blue magic. That would be one of your best offensive spells right now, which you can use with blue mage, but we can get better, right? So here is normally where you get the choice in the vanilla game between the Brave Blade or the Chicken Knife. Those are 2 high-tier checks, and mix! You have mix right away. You don't even need to grind a Chemist. So, do you actually want mix, which you can already get by grinding a Chemist, or do you want Iron 3, which you can use with the Blue Mage? This can be useful as an offensive spell, especially for the wind, for the bosses weak against wind. Some useful spells like Float, Shell. And Flurry, finally dipping in Windshrine. And oh, those are Kaiser clothes in more armor shops. Okay, I wasn't able to see the second part of the hint, so it's Desert of Shifting Star, so Sandworm's location. Was it Path to the Void? So we would have two Paths to the Voids already, Flaying Lunker Ruins and Desert. Otherwise, what I was saying was the Kaiserclose. It's a powerful accessory that gives you a huge ton of strength. So for any physical damaging job, that's a really good accessory to have. And I think all jobs can actually equip the Kaiserclose. If we see the Berserker or the Dancer, the Kaiserclose might come in handy. Alright, Fleury being pleased with the Antlion. Okay, Fiery, what are you going to take? Okay, he has seen all 12 perks. He chooses times 6 just like Fleury. The Flare Sword wouldn't be useful because we cannot equip it yet. You would need a Knight, or the Equip Sword ability. What is the third choice? Not Leviathan? He hesitates. A Genji Shield? So, the Genji Shield, being part of the Genji gear, protects the user against the Toad spell, as well as providing good stats in defense and evasiveness. Alright, Fleury checking Tonacnol, which we haven't seen yet. Oh, and that is Apocalypse, the blue mage. So we can probably take him on with no difficulty with the flame scrolls. Yeah, 2 scrolls will kill it. Otherwise, on another spot, you would have just casted Exploder to teach him Exploder. Oh, that's not really nice. Oh, that's anti-Barrier for Fleury. So, Balcastle having the Omniscient. So, Omniscient is a fight in which all physical commands are banned. If you use any physical way to attack, you will trigger Omniscient's counter, which is reset, which will reset the fight. So you need to use a magic attack. So, since he is actually weak to wind, blue mages might be able to damage him, but that's still 3000 HP. This might take a while. So yeah, Arrow 3, you need to cast it like 4 or 5 times to kill Omniscient. Omniscient will only use tier 1 black magic spells, so that's not really an issue. But it does take time. And also, once you beat Omniscient, it will reply with a death counter with Flare. So you know one of your characters is going to, well, die, unfortunately. So we won't get, so Galoof won't get any XP. And all of that for a Desert Killer Spear, which we cannot even equip. The ribbon is the best headgear you can find in the game. protecting you from any status ailment, as well as providing good magic defense, but only the dancer or the freelancer can equip it. Wolf's Tower holds the fourth the fourth tablet. So we know that the Wolf's Tower key is in World 1. So that's good to know that it's required. You know where to get the key item giving access to it, so it's easy to track. Vanilla Siren giving us a Yoshi bow, that's not bad. That's the second best bow in the game, which is actually the best because it has a higher crit rate. But oh, and the Hunter is available, so the Hunter will be able to equip the Yoshi bow. So that's your main source of physical damage right here. Checking everything in Kelb for Fiery and Cowan for Fleury. Wolf's Tower is past the void. Okay, so we have 2 hints about Wolf's Tower. So yeah, Wolf's Tower is obviously past the void because we know it holds the 4th tablet. But the thing is, the path to the void can also be for the other part of Wolf's Tower. Sunken Wolf's Tower. You never know. It might be double required. Oh, actually, the 4th tablet might be in Wolf's Tower in Wall 1 or Sunken Wolves in Wall 3, now that I think about it. Oh, it might be more tricky than I thought. We know in which world the Wolf's Tower key is, but we don't know if maybe the tablet is behind the submarine key. That's the key hat of the hints. Actually, I might have an idea. If I recall correctly, we saw a hint about the tower's locations being barren. So, if I actually think... okay. Tower locations cannot have any item, right? So yes, the Wolf's Tower, unlocked by the Wolf's Tower key, cannot have any key item. So, Wolf's Tower being Path to the Void is actually Sunken Wolf's Tower in Wall 3. Alright, so the city is actually nice by giving us nice hints to walk around. You just need to think for a moment. Alright, hello Abductor and hello Galura. So Fairy is actually able to use Deathclaw thanks to the prototype power leveling. And Fleury can now use Deathclaw also against Galura. Yeah, both easy fights, because both bosses are not heavy. And that's Ifrit's Fire on Northern Mountain. So, answering a question in chat, contrary to some other randomizers, the FF5 Carry Day hint system doesn't have a prevent duplicate hints, so a Path to the Void hint can be doubled to a random location hint. Also, we just have a world hint with the Sandworm bait being in World 1, and I think we saw a Path to the Void hint about the desert of Shifting Sand, which is the Sandworm location. Fleury saw the Dancer. The Dancer is a nice physical job. It can only equip a few knives, but if you have any equipped weapon ability, you can combine it with the Dancer, equipping one of the 3 Dancer gear, Lanius Tiara or Rainbow Vest, or Red Shoes to boost the odds of seeing Sword Dance. And what Sword Dance does is that it does a powerful attack with 8 times the normal attack power. On the other hand, FieryBlizzard fighting the pages in the library. So what he wants to get here is the page to cast a level 5 Doom spell, so we can learn it. We have level 2 ult. If we learn level 5 Doom, we can do a death by math on many bosses. Like, combine it with Mix, you can use Samson power to add 10 levels. So you can add levels, divide levels by decrease the level with level 2 ult, and kill with level 5 Doom. So I think Fiery is on for some death by math strats. Actually, one of the best death by math strat is on Exdes at Castle himself. Exdes is level 66. So multiple of 2, so you can use level 2 ult. With level 2 ult, inflicting the ult status at 100%, ult will progressively decrease Exdes level, so after 1 tick, Exdes will be at 65, a multiple of 5. So if you use level 5 Doom, you will insta-kill Exdes with 100% accuracy. Which means you instantly kill one of the biggest boss, which, in those settings, locks World 3. So having easy access to death by math is something nice. Alright, so what FieryBlizzard is doing here is power grinding on the Dark Flames. So the reason here is that the Dark Flames can cast a blue magic spell called Dark Shock. Dark Shock will divide your target's level by 2, so halving the level. Again, a good way to manipulate the enemy's level for some death by math strat. And I think you will see that in a few moments because Siren is a vanilla boss here. So on the ship graveyard you will see him using a death by math strat. Because Siren will be level 11, so easy to manipulate. So Apocalypse goes by really easily, and Fleury is against the wall here. You don't like to see Stalker so early. Yeah, Stalker on a Meteor is bad. Stalker is a bad boss overworld. It has the, hey, I have 3 clones gimmick, I'm switching places every time you attack me and you have to guess the right one. And you cannot use AoE attacks because I will reply with a quadruple counter. Also, I can use Mind Blast, which can stun you and do insane damage at this point of the game, because it's early game. So you don't like to see Stalker on a Meteor. Alright, Tycoon's Meteor is nicer because it has Liquid Flame. You can instantly kill Liquid Flame unless it is in its hand form, because the hand form is actually heavy. But otherwise, you can easily insta-kill it. Also, it's vulnerable to ice. So if you have an ice bow or an ice 3 sword, or katana, because we are in randomized weapon, you can easily take him out. No Flurry, this won't work. So, as I said, the hand form is not heavy, so Death Claw will not work. You need to cast Death Claw on... you will need to cast Death Claw on any other form that is not heavy. FieryBlizzard not going for the Death by Mass strat on Siren. That's too bad, but that's okay. Aero 3 one hit KO her at this point. Otherwise, a Fenny strat that Siren is level 2. So if you Dark Shock her, you will reduce the level to 1. Then you do Samson's Power to give her 10 levels, that's 11. Then you Dark Shock again to divide the level by 2, which will be 5.5, but it obviously rounds to the lowest, so that will be 5. And at 5 you can level 5 Doom. Alright, so Tycoon's Meteor gives us the Sandworm bait, and I think Fleury is going there right away because it's Path to the Void, if I have read the hint correctly. Yes, that's what I thought. So he's probably going to heal in the library or do the library checks and then go to the desert. Fiery opting to not buy the Hunter despite having the Yoshibo, and yes, this is randomized. This is Final Fantasy V Career Day, one of the Final Fantasy V randomizers. And this is a variety tournament match. So the settings currently are custom standard with randomized weapons. So we have randomized weapons, so weapons with randomized abilities, adding more spiciness to the seed, and custom standard because compared to normal standard, the XP is halved. You gain less XP. It's less fun for the runners, but more fun for us, the viewers. Odin going out quickly thanks to the Yoshibo, giving us Cure 3, that's great, and the second tablet. Okay, I think there was an Ancient Library hint, so that's perfectly normal that Fleury went here right away. And since he has the Ifrit's Fire, he is going for the second check. And then going for the desert. While Fiery is going for Shiva's spot in Wolf's Castle. Oh, Leviathan. Leviathan can be hard to deal with. If you use any Thunder ability, you might trigger the Tidal Wave counter, but at this spot, yes, 3 attacks should be able to kill it. And hello, Sandworm. Okay, Wolf's Tower key. So library had 2 key items, but the Wolf's Tower key shouldn't be useful because we know tower locations are barren. While Wolf's Castle had the Big Breach key. So yes, that key is kind of worthless. What the actual keys that you want are the submarine key, because it unlocks Sunken Wolf's Tower, which at this point we know is required. I don't know, maybe Big Bridge key or Steamship key might be required. I don't know. Alright, so Golem's fight is rather free. The enemies won't attack you, it will always target Golem. And you can either just protect Golem and let him survive. In that case, you gain the Golem item, which will teach you the Golem Summon, which is one of the best defensive spell in the game. It creates a wall to protect you from any physical attack for a certain HP threshold. That's what Fleury does, while receiving the submarine key, which is indeed required. Or you can just kill Golem. In that case, you gain more XP. Meanwhile, Fiery is dipping in the catapult. The catapult is a rather quick dungeon to go by, and will unlock the Lanka's Meteor. Ooh, that's bad. Hello, Necrophobe. So that's a boss you don't want to see whatsoever. In an early spot is still acceptable because the barrier will cast inoffensive spells, like tier 1 black magic is acceptable. But that's still a long boss. You need to kill all 4 barriers. You might do that quickly with Squalls, but then you need to kill Necrophobe, and Necrophobe in phase 2 can actually deal a lot of physical damage and will always cast Flash, which will blind your character. So if you rely on physical users, it can be tricky. But since we're using magic, that should be okay. Necrophobe gains weakness to all elements in this phase, so Aero 3 does double damage, and Necrophobe goes by really quickly. And you gain Shout. Shout is a summon who will insta-kill a boss weak to break status. Like, if you can turn a boss into statue, you can do it with Shout. Right, so just after the catapult, logically you check Lanka's Meteor. The Meteor's checks are usually what you do when you have multiple locations open, because they are quick and they give a good bunch of experience points. Hello, Cracklow, one of the lobsters. Okay, Fleury getting the desert path to the void, and since he got the submarine key there, he knows the submarine key is going to unlock a required location. And well, I think he knew that because, you know, he probably has the Sunken Walls Tower hint. And Lanka's Meteor giving us the bracelet. So we now have full access to Exodus Castle. And that means the catapult was indeed required. Hello, Atomos. So the trick with Atomos is that it will always start the fight by casting Comet. And what you want to do is keep a character dead. Why? Because once if all characters are alive, he will keep casting Comet. If one character is dead, Atomos will try to drag the character until he can eat it and make it disappear. So once a character is dead, the boss is relatively inoffensive. And thanks Fiery for demonstrating a death by math strat right here. And getting the Moogle suit. So the Moogle suit gives access to the Moogle forest, which doesn't have any key item, but has one of the highest reward tiers. So it's generally a really good loot. So if you have the Moogle suit, just go to Moogle forest, get your loot, and take it. Alright, so if I may explain what happened with Atomos. Atomos is level 41. If you use Dark Shock, you will halve it, so that will be 20.5, so rounding it to 20, which is a multiple of 5. So level 5 Doom instantly kills Atomos. So Fiery reorganizing his inventory to put the Revivifies, Antidotes, Phoenix Sound, etc. on top, that's for mixing purposes. He has easier access in his inventory in order to mix the Samson power to add 10 levels to his target. And hello Liquid Flame. Liquid Flame is level 19. And all the forms that are not the hand are not heavy, so Deathclaw works, and you can just hit him and kill him. Sandworm bait. Fleury will make the acquaintance of the Rogue Wizard, Omniscient. Should be able to take care of him without any problem, I think. Yeah, I don't think you can one-hit KO with your throws. So you will need... I think Comet might work. But otherwise, yeah, you need to use Blue Magic. Oh, it didn't take Aero 3 in Moor. Oh, it took Mix. So the problem is that he won't take advantage of Omniscient's weakness to wind. He has to go the slow way with Comet, or Aero 1, which won't deal as much damage. What you could do otherwise is cast Comet and then be in range to kill Omniscient with a Scroll to directly trigger the death counter instead of the usual reset counter. Oh, and Omniscient cast Regen to slow things even more. Alright, that's a nice 1000 damage to Stalker with Aero 3, and now we get to play which Stalker is the correct Stalker. Nope, it's bottom left. Yes. And this is enough to kill Stalker, nice. only to get a dancing dagger. At this point, I think all meteors have been done, so we need to move on. Normally in a regular standard race, you would already go to World 2 in order to do many more checks, especially since we already have access to Excess Castle. But since we have double XP instead of quadruple XP, World 2 actually looks more dangerous. You want to be sure you are prepared. FieryBlizzard heading for the library after knowing that it is required. We seem to have a few hiccups with Fleury's stream. Three Aero 3 spells should take care of Odin, yes. Oh, putting the ninja in back row. So when a boss is moved, the boss retains his original level to keep death by math strats available, like level manipulations with the blue magic level spells, but their stats are scaled according to the locations they're in. For instance, earlier you saw Necrophobe and his buyers at the end of the catapult. At this location, they were only able to cast Tier 1 Black Magic spells, while they normally cast Flare and Holy for the first turn, or Tier 3 AoE spells for the second phase. So yeah, their stats and abilities are scaled according to their locations. They only retain their original levels. Alright, it's Moogle time. What do we have here? X-Fight, that's one of the best abilities for physical users. X-Magic, Freelancer, Bahamut, Magic Sword 6, and Kiltos. Alright, so we have Freelancer, Kiltos, and access to mix. We have the basic endgame strat for the final boss. You get your levels up with Mix and Samson power, then you throw money to boss, knowing that Kiltos scales its damage from how much money you have and what your level is. So we just get our level up to past 90 and just throw money. Ooh, the Guardians. So the way the Guardians work, they are not heavy, but there are 4 crystals, so 4 targets to kill. Each and every one of them are vulnerable to all elements except one, and absorb the last one. Every crystal absorbing a different element. So here, Fiery is aiming to cast Aero 3 on all crystals to kill the 3 crystals that don't absorb wind, and then deal with the last one another way. So he's going to use Deathclaw, because the Guardians are not heavy, or just go with Brute Force. Another way to kill it easily would be to mix a Death Potion with Dark Matter and Phoenix Down. But I think we don't have Phoenix Downs as of now. All of that for an anti-magic bow, that's sad. But I think I saw 2 characters mastering the Blue Mage. So 2 characters have access to the blue ability while retaining some of the Blue Mage stats while switching to the Freelancer. Alright, big Rage check. That's FieryBlizzard's advantage because he's the only one who has the Big Rage key. And seeing the T-Rex here is nice, you can instantly kill it with a Phoenix Down or the Life spell. And I was mistaken, we do have some Phoenix Downs. But it wasn't worth it. It didn't have anything, so it only gave us 3 experience points. The X-Fight ability with the Yoshibo proved to be useful against the barriers. And Fiery is already going in Ex's castle. So you expect to go in Ex's castle sub 1 hour in a standard seed, but here I remind you that we have only half experience points compared to standard. Seeing someone being able to still go there sub 1 hour is actually nice. Alright, it's the free coffee break boss. So Gogo, if you didn't know, this boss is a mimic, so he will do the same as you do. The goal here is to do nothing because he does nothing, so you are mimicking him. So you have the choice between waiting 2 minutes to end the fight, which we can call the coffee break, or you can try to kill Gogo with damage. That's not possible on his natural spot, the Sunken Walls Tower, because he has more than 45,000 HP there, but in a lower spot you can try to instantly kill him. If you don't kill him, that's trouble, because he will enter in an angry phase and will just keep casting Meteor until all your characters are dead. So logically, Fiery just goes for the waiting strat. Gogo has 11,500 HP here. There's no way he can take Gogo down easily in like 1 or 2 turns. There's no way. This is a rather wonderful way to remind everyone to stay hydrated. Alright, Gogo finally gives up. That's the way of the mimic. I did nothing. So you copied me by not doing anything. Okay, all of that while Fleury was taking care of Cracklow in Lancasmetal getting the bracelet. Alright, so the deal with Gogo is that if you cannot insta-kill him, you're going to lose some time because the fight is long, especially if it does not give you any key item, but that's still a lot of experience and ability points. On his natural spot, that's 200 ability points at once. You don't say no to that. Oh, Fleury is doing the mistake of going in Wolf's Tower. So we know that tower locations are barren. Wolf's Tower in World 1 won't have any key item. We had a hint saying Wolf's Tower has a tablet because Sunken Wolf's Tower, which you can access from World 3, is not a tower location but a water location. So you know that from the hints that your tablet is actually in Sunken Wolf's Tower. That's a big bait. Also, as Dryzelizer points out, the chest that no one gets because it's too long to reach actually has Hastegar, which is a really good spell to take. We do have time 6, so we can use it. It gives Hast to all party members at once. I guess that's the only advantage of going in a barren location, since you can actually not open it in the Sunken version in World 3. Oh, Carbuncle though is not a nice boss. I mean, at spot it's okay because we can instantly kill it with brute force. But that's something you don't want to see normally. And Fiery taking on an extra fight, getting moon fluted, so everyone is berserked. That's rather slow, but you can't really do much about it. Ribbon is a nice consolation prize, especially since you get Equip Ribbon. Quadzog team for the bingo settings. Alright, so there's a really appraised strat in the Kagdai community, which is called the Berserker, which is equipping a Berserker with the Equip Bow ability to equip a Yuishi Bow. You have a high strength, automatically attack, and well, use a bow that has the highest crit rate. Alright, so Carbuncle spot. That's Reg and that's Gilgamesh 2. Alright, so FieryBlizzard going for a Death by Math strat. Gilgamesh 2 is level 28. So a few ticks and he is level 25 after hold, and level 25 you can cast level 5 Tomb. That was really quick. Props to Fiery for mastering the timing. It's not easy to get the timing after casting level 2 Old. Like, you need to cast level 5 Doom at the exact moment when the enemy's level reach 25. Yes, especially, yes. So Fleury should be able to realize that Sunken Walls is not a tower location, but a water location, especially if he uses Striser's full tracker. Because the tracker separates the boss in categories according to the locations. That was a really quick Biblos while I was talking. Biblos is not heavy and vulnerable to fire, so Deathglow and normal attack deals with him easily. Oof, Elder Branch. So we know that it shouldn't be required. Maybe there's an item in More Forest, but you don't need to do More Forest to get Cried, because Fog Tower will not be required. Fog Tower is not required because towers are not required. Alright, so it's X-Death time. This boss, once defeated, unlocks access to World 3, so he is required in the settings. And we do have the fastest strat available, which is Death by Math. X-Death level 66, level 2 Old. So you now get to level 65, which is vulnerable to level 5 Doom, and that's an insta-kill. That's how you do it. Getting the timing can be tricky, but if you get it, that's easy X-Death. If Fleury doesn't know the strat, he's going to have more trouble. I think he didn't learn level 5 Doom from the library's book, so I think he doesn't know how to do it. Or maybe he doesn't know we can get level 5 Doom there, but in any way, if he doesn't use the strat, he's going to have a much harder time on X-Death. Alright, so Fleury now knows that his library was required. I mean, I think Fleury is rechecking some hints he already had. Which tablet did Fiery get second? I think second tablet was in library. It was library's Path to the Void, the first spot. Second spot had Wall's Tower Key. So maybe he thought, oh, Wall's Tower Key is the Path to the Void. No, it wasn't. It was for the second tablet. Fiery dipping in the sunken walls. Like speaking of the devil, that's exactly what you want to do here. He got another in X's castle. Oh. Yeah. Okay, I may have missed it while I was commentating on Fleury's side. Maybe he got it on Gilgamesh, on the Carbon Core spot or Gilgafall spot. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me check that real quick. So Chimera Brain is not heavy, so that's a nice boss to have in Sunken Walls, and that's for tablet here. And Big Breach Key for Fleury. So apparently that was the first tablet that I missed. Once again, I'm sorry everyone. It's kinda hard to track for 2 people and commentate at the same time. So 4th tablet was hinted, so we knew it was going to be the 4th one. The 3rd tablet is missing, so what Fiery is going to do now is going for the 2 free World 3 checks, which are Antlion in Tool Pass, which we need the Chocobo to access, and then Odin in the Jackal Runes. Those are the 2 spots in World 3 that are available right away without any key item required. And hello, Taimei! So the Adamant Taimei has an auto armor and auto shell, but it's not heavy and a multiple of 5, so level 5 Doom works wonders. Yeah, Adamant Taimei is level 20. Oh, I didn't see. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't see the item, it was too quick for me. Okay, let me check real quick. But apparently it didn't have anything. Nothing lit up on his tracker. So yeah, as I said, the second free wall 3 spot, the Jackal Runes. That's where Odin is normally. That's 17,000 HP. Yeah, that was not a key item. Who is it? Oh, hello, it's a panda. So a panda, the upgraded version of Biblos, is level 59, heavy, immune to any form of insta-kill, but vulnerable to fire, so emission is going to do best damage, but that's still going to be slow. I don't think Dark Shock will work, so we won't see any death by math. Oh, we have Fire 3 Sword, so physical attack will do a lot of damage. Faris will do a lot of damage. Oh, the Wind Slash also did a lot of damage. Oh, and the miss! Oh, that's unfortunate. So fire is a panda's weakness, and we have Fire 3 Sword, so the normal attacks will be infused with Fire 3. So it will do a lot of damage every attack, but if you miss your attack, that's unfortunate. You don't do any damage. That's another miss. Maybe it's because of the weapon equipped by Ferris. If it's a randomized weapon with a randomized effect, or an already existing elemental effect, it might force the weapon to miss if a panda is immune to it. Like maybe it's something like Doomcut or anything against which a panda is immune. So maybe if that's what Faris is equipped with, it's always going to miss, even though we infused it with Fire Element. Oh, double Toad. We don't have any way to untoad ourselves, because that's a black magic. Oh, we do have. We have Maiden Kisses. Okay. we can untoad ourselves. Oh, and another round of Wind Slash. Okay, Apenda is going down slowly but surely. Just need to cast Q3 to survive. Ouch! Apenda is really not nice today. Since Lena is slowed, the next Q3 won't happen soonish. So you need to survive and rely on RNG. Okay, Magic Hammer is not good because Galuf and Faris are attacking with Aero 3, so if you halve their MP, this can get very tricky. And Lena cannot cure as often. Oh, the Toad counter into Wind Slash, which wipes the entire party. That's unfortunate. That's a big oof. That was a rude panda. So yeah, we're going to skip that. Otherwise, what I would have tried is looking at Faris' weapon, saying if it wasn't an elemental or status weapon, which would always miss on a panda, to see if I can equip Faris with a normal weapon, so I can get the Fire 3 sword in. Yeah, not getting the Castle Ball save means you have to get your way in the grotto every time, so that's slow. So you're just bailing out. Fiery going for Move Forest, hoping the tablet is there. The fifth knife is a decent normal weapon. It has a good attack value. And you can infuse it with magic, if I recall correctly. So you should be able to use that on a panda. Oh, that's Calfistery on the Guardian spot. That's bad news. So the Guardian spot is the worst spot in Move Forest because it has more than 30,000 HP and Fiery makes me lie again because Death by Math strikes again. Nice. Well played, Fiery. So what happened is that Calfistery is level 68. So vulnerable to level 2 ult. Let ult proc 3 times to get to 65, and 65 is vulnerable to level 5 Doom. But the timing can be tricky to get. But otherwise, well played. Really well played. Otherwise, doing Call of History the legit way on a spot with high magic evade, high magic stat, and 31,000 HP, that's hard. That's really hard. Like, her magic stat is high, and she will cast drain counters. Fiery, why are you dipping by your tower? Fiery, you know that tower locations are barren. You know it's barren. Like, I think he's doing it for the experience points. But like, how can you be so clever, instantly killing Call of History and then doing a bad play by going to a barren tower, and especially where there's Minotaurus? That's the oofest boss you could get here. So Minotaurus, just like Omniscient, is a gimmick fight. All magics are banned. You cannot use any magic here, be it white magic, black magic, tiny magic, or even blue magic. And since our main job here is blue mage, the city is just saying you can't use anything you have. You have to take Minotaurus with physic attacks, which can be slow, especially considering that on this spot he has 17,000 HP. So I guess it's going to be a reset time, as Dryslaser says. I mean, the city is quite nice. Like, Fiery is only missing one tablet. We have barren towers, so we know that Fog Tower is not required, Barrier Tower not required, Walls Tower not in Wall 1 not required. You only need to get more hints in World 2, and you might have a hint about where your last tablet is. What makes the seed not really great are the settings with halved experience points compared to standard. That's what Fiery is trying to get. Fiery is just trying to get experience points. But that one is hard. Otherwise you wouldn't see him going in Barrier Tower, because he knows Barrier Tower is barren. So Fleury trying to take on Gilgamesh 2 the hard way, since Fleury does not have the requirements for the Death by Path strats, so he's going to take way more time than Fiery. Yes, so if you wanted to power level, at this point the prototype grinding would be useless. The best way might be the Shield Dragon in Kusa Castle, since you can control it. I think Shield Dragon can also give you useful abilities to learn, maybe? Doesn't it have Big Quad, actually? Yeah, I think Minotaurus is going to be a forced reset. Minotaurus will force you to reset. You used up all your Phoenix Downs. The Elf Cape dodge, nice. Didn't dodge this time. Oh, we actually killed Minotaur. Nice. So that's Minotaur's death counter, Holy, which will obviously kill one of your characters at this point. But one of them survives with 68 HP. That's a win. Only to get experience points. Like Fiery, you knew towers are barren. Oh, Fiery going back to X's castle? Yeah, no, he's going to heal. Okay, so no, we just don't know where to look at. Also, Fiery, you mastered Blue Mage on all your characters. Maybe you could switch jobs. If you have any useful job, actually. The Hastega knife. So Hastega knife might be a good way to has your whole party. You don't need Hastega, the actual spell. You can just attack one of your characters with the Hastega's knife and it will cast Hastega. And Lena is equipped with a Fire 3 rod. While Fleury takes Billows down, so I think that's where he will get the first tablet. No, that's the Elder Branch. Did I miss the first tablet again? Did I? I did! Okay, so I missed the same key items twice in a row. No, because the basement had bad clothes. Like, or maybe it wasn't in X's castle, it was somewhere else that I mistracked earlier, maybe. I watched Carbon Core Spot though, it was nothing. So I may have missed the first tablet. Okay, so... Okay, it's modified standard. Both runners have the first tablet while starting. Okay, so... Listen here. This is a variety tournament, so we tend to forget the perks of Standard. Standard gives you the first tablet for free, which I forgot to track at the very beginning of the seat. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, the first tablet, they got it at the very beginning of the seat, so yeah, no. Yeah. So you need to find all tablets to get access to the Void, but in Standard, the first tablet is given to you free, so you can go to Kusa Castle and get items right away, like high tier rewards right away. Okay, so okay, I'm glad I'm saying that I'm not the only one who forgot Standard gave you first tablet for free. Yeah, Hastega is making Appenda faster. The goal was to actually have your own party. What I would have done is equipped the 5th knife and use Fire 3 sword on it. The 5th knife with Fire 3 would have hit hard, but Varys keeps missing. I think it's because Faris has the Aztecan knife. Also, Fleury has to deal with X-Death normally. Oh, they actually have Summon 5 and Bahamut. Bahamut deals damage, but you need a way to protect yourself. Because once X-Death reaches the second phase, X-Death will have 2 attacks per turn. Oh, Appenda goes down. Is the tablet here? Trench page! We do have the submarine key, so we have access to the trench, which will actually give us 3 hints, and Fleury takes X-Death down. So yes, our next destination is most likely the trench. The trench has high tier rewards, so the chests are going to give us good abilities. There are 2 shops with high tier as well, and 3 hints. And the boss at the end. Friendly reminder that what we are missing is the 3rd tablet. So any hint with a path to the void of a location we haven't explored yet, or hints about 3rd tablet, means we would be in technical mode. Oh, Bahamut gating the trench. So the gargoyles fight in the trench only have 10,000 HP, but Bahamut is dangerous nonetheless. He can use Poison Breath, which is unblockable and does a lot of damage. Wind Slash is moderately good. Mega Flare would be death. Party wipe. And her only way to damage Bahamut is currently Aero 3. I think Fiery knows he can use level 3 Flare on Bahamut because Bahamut is level 99. I just think he doesn't have level 3 Flare. He has level 2, 4 and 5 spells. Okay, Fleury finding Chimera Brain, non-heavy boss, so you're going to cheese the boss. Though opening with Aqua Rake is not nice. He keeps healing with potions. So yeah, you're going to use Deathglow and any normal attack. You could also use X-Zone actually. Donka Meteor Pass to the Void, we know. North Mountain Pass to the Void, Mirage Radar Wall 3. Northern Mountain Path to the Void. What did we get in Northern Mountain? In World 1? I think we got the Ifrit's Fire. Ifrit's Fire gave us the War Storer key, which is not required. So Northern Mountain Path to the Void means we have to get the Mirage Radar to get to Bahamut's spot, which is then required. And the last hint here told us that the Mirage Radar was in World 3, which is exactly what we are looking for, actually. That's actually useful hints. So the usual troll about Trench is that it gives us hints, but really late in the game. So it's usually hints about locations you have already visited or items you already obtained. But here, that's exactly what we needed. Northern Mountain Path to the Void with the only possible locations that we haven't explored, and Mirage Radar being here in World 3, telling us in which world the item we are looking for is. So Plant is a nice boss to have here. Plant is not heavy, so we are going to use Deathglow on the main plant to kill it easily. Aero 3 won't deal any damage AoE on the flowers, so you need to take care of the flowers in another way. So yeah, you need to do that with normal attacks or other AoE spells if you have any. I do think the flowers are not vulnerable to Deathglow. Oh, you have Flare Sword. You can use Flare Sword. You could use Flare Sword, I guess. Oh, he has level 3 Flare. Never mind. He has level 3 Flare. That would have been nice on Bahamut. Oh, what the f... Okay, so what's sad is that you could kill the main flower, but not the little flowers themselves. So I think it's going to be Kelter Strat or Slash? He's going for Slash, so what Slash does, that is, it has a chance to instantly kill all targets that are non-heavy. But the cost is that it's slow. Like, it takes 2 turns. 1 turn to actually set up the Slash, and the second turn to actually act, just like the jump ability. Slash is slow, but it targets all enemies. But what can happen is that some enemies just don't get killed by Slash. Like, it can miss. It's not 100% guaranteed. So what you do is kill the main flower with Deathglow and an attack, and then try to slash all the flowers. Okay, that's 1 down. It misses. Okay, Deathglow on the second flower, so that's easy kill on the second one. Setting up a last slash. And trying for another Deathglow that works. Okay, so slash kills. Alright. Plant is dealt with. Oh, that's the steamship key. That's not what we are looking for. Fiery, please do not go there. Do not follow your items chain. Fiery, you got Northern Mountain Path to the Void. Or maybe Fiery doesn't remember what he got at Northern Mountain. Like, maybe he doesn't remember that Northern Mountain 1 got him the Ifrit's Fire, if I myself remembering things correctly. And Ifrit's Fire had nothing of value behind it. Oh, you're right. Okay, I see what you mean. So, Fiery is looking for key items, unlocking locations in World 3 to actually do World 3 checks. Yes. I think we had a hint about shrine page or falls page being in World 1, so maybe Fiery is looking for that. Like falls, pyramid, shrine are the 3 locations that come to mind. So yeah, actually, yeah, I was mistaken. That's actually the right play to go by from FieryBlizzard. You don't have any remaining locations in World 3, so you need key items to keep hunting for the Mirage Radar. And I think you're right. Steamship is the last location. Like, it's the last location, I think. That might also be why he did more forest earlier. Oh, the triplets fight is not nice. I mean, at this spot, you can probably take care of them easily with brute force. Yeah, just use AoE spells and you should be able to take them down at the same time. If you don't take them down in the same turn, they will resurrect themselves and cast Delta Attack. Yeah, that's easy fight. Nicely done. Powering, so last locationing Karnak Castle. I mean, technically it's going to be a long chain because you're going to get one of the 3 pages here, so that's going to be a longer dungeon. And you would either get the tablet at the end of this dungeon or get another page. Worst case scenario, we could actually have all 3 page dungeons. Well, 4, since one of them is already done. The extra things would be getting the Adamantite for flying Lunkaroons and Hierarchical. Wait! If I remember correctly, didn't we also have a flying Lunkaroon's Path to the Void? Alright, so it's completely possible that in Karnak Escape we get the Adamantite to get Path to the Void Flying Lunkaroons, and Flying Lunkaroons gives us a page to get our World 3 checks to get Mirage Radar. That's possible. Oh, God, I mean, I wasn't sure if that was Flying Lunkaroons Path to the Void because Fiery reads the hint really fast, so I just saw Flying Lunkaroons, and I'm not sure what the second part of the hint was. I think it was Path to the Void, but I am not sure. I have to admit, I'm not sure. Like, Fiery is really fast in menuing. Flare Knife is nice. I think it's what replaces the Chicken Knife, so it has high base attack and has a chance to cast Flare. Here, the Pyro Bosses, it's good to have an AoE spell that does enough damage to kill them all, so you don't get any of them resurrected, and that's the Pyramid page. Alright, so let's get back to World 3 to check the Pyramid. While Fleury is dealing with Kelp History on the highest spot, and Fleury does not have the Death by Math strat. Alright, Gilgamesh 4 guarding the pyramid. So fortunately we got Necrophobe before Greg 4. If you kill Greg 4 before getting Necrophobe, you have the chance to get the Gilgamesh cutscene on Necrophobe. So what Fleury is trying to get here is Darkshock to divide Gilgamesh levels by 2. Gilgamesh 4 is level 53, so divided by 2, that would have been 26. What he would have, and then he would have casted level 2 old, and then waited for 1 tick and casted level 5 Doom. I think that's the plan. Alright, so 3 characters I blended, we get Gilgamesh for dialogue, everything is fine. And Greg is gone. Maybe Fleury has forgotten how to get to Odin's spot, maybe. Okay, let's explore the pyramid. Black Mage. That's good to have finally another way to do magic damage. We do have Doom Spell in Kusa Castle. We have Break Spell. Okay, so that's where level 5 Doom was. So Fiery did the right thing of learning it from the book in library, because the level 5 Doom spell was really far in the seed. Oh, Fleury is going towards Tower? To Fork Tower. No, okay, he remembered that Fork is barren. Yes, okay, he remembered. He remembered how to get to Odin. Oh, Flame Ring? Flame Ring is a nice accessory to get. Okay, so here a Black Mage with 5-3 would have dismantled the dragon. Like, maybe it's time to actually switch your jobs, Fiery. Maybe. Okay, so Fleury versus Appenda. Round 1. Oh, Black Mage and Flare at the same location. That's insanely nice. Okay, so how will Fleury deal with Panda? Oh, Time Mage, also available in the pyramid. Hello there. Statues are all weak to level 5 Doom. It's the fastest way to deal with this fight, but as you can see, it makes the game lag a lot. You're causing 5 death events at the same time. The game is not able to deal with more than 3 at the same time. Oh, Magic Lamp. That's nice loot. Oh, the cursed ones. Fleury opting for a slow X-Fight strat with the Yoshibo to take care of Appenda. Maybe no way to actually use fire damage. Okay, Mirror's Vest, that's nice to have. Running Shoes, that's even better. So Tiara, Mirage Vest, Running Shoes, that would actually be the best gear you could get for a dancer. Unfortunately, Fiery didn't buy a dancer. I mean, he probably doesn't need it anymore, but, you know, dancer strat is nice to see. Okay, who is at the top of the pyramid? Vanilla Melusine! So, Vanilla Melusine is normally in the forest next to the pyramid in Vanilla game, but this spot was moved at the top of the pyramid in the randomizer because the pyramid doesn't have any boss normally, so that's considered Vanilla spot for Melusine. So Melusine is the traditional boss that switches elemental properties. It always starts with fire weakness, so that's why he is using Fire Tree Sword on Ferris and Emission with the others. Let's hope he can kill Melusine in one cycle, or else Melusine will switch elemental properties. And then she will absorb fire and other elements, except the one she's weak to, and we have no way to know which element she's weak to. But the Sloga knife helps, and that's down. Melusine is down. And we get the Mirage Radar, that's go mode. GG's Fiery. Sorry everyone, we don't have the traditional long item chain. That's go mode for Fiery. I think he will still bother shopping. Like, you still have to do your shopping for items. He also has to sell items because the I guess he had the money threshold, like to be sure to kill the final boss with Giltos strats, you need to have 148,500 gills. Here, that's way enough. Getting rid of any unnecessary equipment so you can get you can spare money on void bosses if you need to use skill strat, or you can buy some other stuff. Like we saw Mirror's Vest that can be useful on all characters. Ribbons can be useful on all party members with the freelancer. Big Guard, the best defensive spell. Big Guard will cast Cloak, Shell, and Armor on all characters. Holy Life 2, knowing we have White Mage, White 6, and we also have Black Mage, we saw buying I3 running shoes, another pair of running shoe, really nice. That's a really nice Mirage village. I may be mistaken about flying Lanka. Like, I'm not sure it was a Path to the Void hint, to be honest. But if it is, then yes, we know that North Mountain should give the Adamantite. Oh, there was flying Lanka Path to the Void here in Mirage. Oh, nice. Okay, so then the hint we saw at the beginning of the race was not a Path to the Void, it was a direct hint. Maybe it was either pointing to a tablet or pointing to a page, maybe. If that's a page, that's rich, because that would be a long item chain. Oh my god, if that's it, oh god. Okay, Dry, are you happy? You have your long item chain. Are you happy about that? Oh, Fleury healing a panda because of the war ring on Faris. Yeah, so Fleury doesn't have the antidote spell, so he needs to consume a tent. So a ninja ninja dual wielding fire 3 knives. That's quite a good strat. That's a good strat. Okay, so RKOA this is a boss with 5 stages. Stage 2 and 4 can be instantly killed. And the more you advance through the fight, the more element RKOA this will absorb. Alright, so that should be stage 4, because it was stage 2, vulnerable to Deathclaw, so now we are in stage 3. Yeah, you could death by math every stage on RKOA, but that wouldn't be really really fast. So now he's trying to get the Deathclaw on the 4th stage. But I think he didn't advance enough. He should still be on the 3rd stage. Now we might try again. Yeah, because RKOA this levels from phase 1 to phase 5 are 21, 19, 23, 24 and 20. So once you get the RKOA this revived message, that means you're in the 5th stage, and then level 5 Doom will instantly kill it. So now Fiery will use level 5 Doom. 100% guaranteed kill. And that's done. So we get adamantite. Adamantite. Alright. So now, what will be on Flying Lunker runes? Will it be the tablet directly or a page? It can be one of the two remaining pages, the helical, or the third tablet. Hello, Titan. Titan is level 1, so Samsung's power level 11, Dark Shock divided by 2, 5.5, so rounded to 5, into level 5 Doom. Yet another death by math strat, perfectly executed by FieryBlizzard. If Flying Lunker runes has both pages, that would be a 50-50, but that's not the case because the first spot gives us the third tablet directly. That is go mode. Fiery will know. Maybe do some shopping and dip into the void. If he has everything he needs, he's just going into the void directly. Let's go! So what do you think... what kind of void do you think we're going to get? Easy void with 3 bosses? Moderate void? Or hell void? Yeah, most of the rude bosses are already gone. We saw Leviathan. We saw Leviathan, I think it was on Shiva's spot. No, it was... no. Leviathan was library, second spot. So Biblo spot, I think. Showed can be death by math, so Showed would have been a really annoying boss normally, but FieryBlizzard should be able to deal with him if we ever see Showed. An annoying boss would be Helicanaso or Catastrophe. We haven't seen Twintania either, but Twintania we have plenty of ways to insta-kill her. We haven't seen Ifrit, we can instantly kill Ifrit. We haven't seen Shiva. Shiva would be the most annoying. Though she's level 11, so Dark Shock should get her to level 5. And that's Surgeons, that's the Iron Claw fight. So Sergeant is actually considered like level 0, so you cannot do death by math. But he is not heavy, so Death Claw should work. Oh, level 5 Doom works at level 0? Right, so since he's not heavy, any form of insta-kill works. Odin, Showed, X-Zone, Doom, Break. You can do everything you want to Death Claw, and since we killed Sergeant directly, we save the animals. We save the animals. Fleury is not happy about these hints. Yeah, I can guess why. Fleury is realizing that it's going to be a very long chain. Though, those hints are really useful. Like for once. For once, the trench hints are useful. Okay, Death Claw on Makisa, so she goes down quickly. Otherwise, Magisa is level 8, so you could also try level 2 old into level 5 Doom. And Fiery is actually not going to save, thinking he can take out the next bosses with no problem. And hello, Soul Cannon. Soul Cannon is level 36, and weak to Thunder. You could technically... Okay, so you can use level 5 Doom right away. This will instantly kill the launchers. Then you can use level 2 old on Soul Cannon, and after one tick it will be level 35, weak to level 5 Doom. And yes, the Soul Cannons are what are normally on top of Flying Locker Rooms, protecting Flying Locker Rooms, so no, it's immune to wind, since it's a wind unit. So right now he's just going to boost Varys by raising her level by 10 and going with Brute Force and Holy Elemental. That's 20 more levels. And Bahamut on top of that. Okay, yeah, Fiery is going to try for the Death by Math. .36 with old, and that's exactly one tick, that's level 35, and level 5 Doom procs. Nice Death by Math again. Okay, but though, okay, I haven't been paying attention to Fleury's feed, so I think I've missed some key items. Yeah, Steamship. Yeah, I need to get Steamship. So Shout, once again, a level 5 Doom Death by Math. Shout is a level 28, so level 2 old, 3 ticks, level 35, level 5 old, Doom. Tablet number 3 is on Flying Lunka Rune's Soul Cannon spot. Adamantite is on Northern Mountain, which is hinted past the void. Mirage Radar is in Pyramid. Pyramid Page is on Karna Castle. And Steamship Key was in Trench. Alright, so Death Potion on Wing Raptor. Classic. That's an extremely nice void so far. I think Fiery has insta-killed all bosses so far. Either by actual insta-kill or Death by Math. And here comes Helicanaso. Helicanaso is level 97, so you cannot use any blue magic level spells. You cannot use any summon. If you attack Helicanaso with summons, she will reply with a scripted counter, focusing power, dealing quad 9 damage. She will open with Kururu, which totes all your characters. Good grief, we still have Maiden Kisses. He didn't insta-kill triplets. Triplets were not in the void, were they? Triplets were in... triplets were on Steepship. I said fiery. Fiery in the void. What good Ned strats Fiery have? Well, Moogle Village had Freelancer, Guild Toss, and we had Chemist available really early, as well as Mix in more town. So, yeah. Pretty easy to figure out which Ned strat Fiery is going to use. So we're not even going to use Summon Slayer, we're just going to toss money. Classic Samson's Power Everyone and Guild Toss. The answer is yes. How are we going to destroy Ned? Yes. So Helican also hits hard with Holly. It's going to be a long fight. Holly is on Twintanya's spot, which is 50,000 HP. And Holly is going to cast Toads regularly, and I think FieryBlizzard is going to run out of Maiden Kisses. So equipping the Genji shield might be a good idea, unless Fiery sold it, because the Genji shield will protect you from Toad. So Fiery's level has been raised a lot by now. So she's going to deal insane damage with Flare Sword. And that's it. Helican also is down. The only thing remaining for FieryBlizzard is Neo Extes. So Freelancer, Guild Toss, Mix. And that's going to be the case for all characters. Except one. We might want to keep a Mimic with Summon and Blue Magic. Or White Magic. We do want at least one character to cast Big Quad, Golem, and Healing. And then have two characters with Freelancer. Also, we might not need Time Magic because we have two running shoes. We have two pairs of running shoes. two characters are going to be hasted at the beginning. Alright, now Fleury is reorganizing his inventory, so the mixing will be faster. Alright. Obviously, FieryBlizzard is heading for Neo Exodus. Like, I would be really surprised if he tried to go for the Portal Boss, which is an alternative way to actually finish the seed. Alright, so 3 X-Death. That's the setup phase. We're going to set up our party before going into the Neo Exodus phase. So first we cast Life Shield, which is Phoenix Down and Revivify. Life Shield prevents any insta-kill on our characters. We do that because 3 X-Death can cast White Hole, which is an attack that does both insta-kill and statue. So that way we are fully protected against White Hole. Then we mix Antidote and Revivifies to cast Samson's Power, which adds 10 battle levels to one character. Then, of course, we get the Big Ward and Golem for protection. That's 50 levels on Lena. Knowing that the Mimic command mimics the last ability used on the same target. So here, without consuming the products, so you can mimic the mixes without consuming the potion, Dragon Fangs, or Antidotes and Revivify. Dragon Power raises your battle level by 20 instead of 10. So that's going to be way faster than Samson's Power, especially if you're using Mimic. Yeah, you still have some Dragon Fangs, and you're going to mimic that. 20, 40, 60, 80. That's 80 levels more. Your party is completely set up at this point, and now we're going to Guilt Us. And 3x Death is down. We're going to move on to Neo X Death. WHY. So there's only one caveat here. Do not open with Mimic, because you will mimic the Guild Toss, and contrary to other forms of Mimic, you do consume your kills while mimicking Guild Toss. But if you use Mimic right now, your character will use Guild Toss, but won't be able to target any part of Neo X Death. Because at the moment, because the last ability didn't target any of those, so mimicking will not do anything good. You need to wait until the parts spawn and reuse the actual guild toss command. You cannot mimic. Yeah, or else that's what happens. So that's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. So now 3 parts are dead, only 1 part is remaining, only Walking Toss is necessary, and that's time for FieryBlizzard. Congratulations, FieryBlizzard finishing with a race time of 2 hours, 16 minutes and 24 seconds. Congratulations to FieryBlizzard. Fleury14 is not forfeiting though. Maybe he's going to complete the seed. And hello FieryBlizzard. Congratulations.
Thank you. That A-Panda really gave me the business.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, right, by the time I got to A-Panda, and I had done literally everything else that I knew wasn't going to be Baron. And so I knew I had to go for A-Panda. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Then putting on the haste knife instead of the slow knife on the wrong person, I'm just like, well, this is uncomfortable.
Yeah. So, one thing we can all say, you are, like, how can I put it, like, big brain moves with the death by math through all the seed. Like,
yeah, I want to say like the times that I particularly am happy about were the times that it didn't matter, like the Callow at Moor Forest, which is actually the reason why I even learned any of those strats, because I ran across that in a rando, and I was just like, this is awful, it's 32,000 Callows is destroying me.
Yeah, so, well, unfortunately, Fleury does not know those death by math strats. He didn't learn level 5 Doom on the book, so he was disadvantaged through the wall seed. Like, many boss were death by math killable. Calophistery was a huge deal, like being able to one-hit KO Calophistery on the Guardian spot changes a lot. Being able to death by math X-Death changes a lot, so frankly, GG's.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who has seen me play this knows that me starting with a blue mage is generally going to go pretty hard math, because it's just such a powerful job.
Yeah, especially when the seed gives you the Chemist as well.
Oh yeah, and it gave us L2 old in the soldier spot. I'm just like, well, clearly I know what I'm doing now.
Yes.
I don't think the only time I actually used mix in terms for death by math were the Titan up in Flying Lanka.
I think so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you were just using it to boost your magic sword user.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of why I kept the mix user, is because I knew I needed to do, you know, a lot of damage. Especially at that Howley spot, I'm just like, well, I don't actually know your Magic Evade, but I'm assuming I'm never going to hit a Dark Shock on you, so...
Alright,
hopefully
so...
I can outspeed sort of the third phase of the frogs.
Alright, so question in chat, how do I memorize death by math strats? So the first thing that is really useful is if you have the place on your monitor when you play this randomizer, is to use Strider's map tracker, because there's a tab there that lists all the bosses and their levels. From that, you can deduce which blue magic spells you can use, and if you can calculate, you can memorize which bosses are able to beat Death by Math. Do you have any additional advice, Fiery?
I mean, then a good portion of it is either to know the timings about when to use the L5 Doom or know how to buffer depending on your battle speed. But yeah, the majority of bosses in the game are susceptible by death by math if you have a combination of mixed Dark Shock and L2 ult. There are only a few that aren't, and so you start doing a couple of these seeds, you know real quick how what level certain bosses are. I didn't know Soul Cannon, actually. I had to look that one up real fast. And I was like, oh, I'm looking at it now. I use an auto tracker. It's like, oh, the launchers are level 50. I had no idea until just a second.
Yeah. Otherwise, that's something really great. Like, something you were really good at is getting the timing from when you use level 2 old to when you use level 5 Doom. Like, the right timing to get the multiple of 5 levels on X-Death, Gilgamesh, Soul Cannon. I think there was one other. Yeah, that's the hardest part, getting the timing, because it's not easy to calculate in real time like how many ticks of hold have happened.
Yeah, I would say the big thing about the timing wise, in fact, I think the only time I missed was against X-Def, which I think is probably the easiest one to hit. I just went a little bit too early.
You didn't. Okay. You second tried X-Death. True.
Yeah, so I generally use, like, I can watch the ATP ticks in the bottom, and so if you know the battle speed, you know about when you should be doing it. But I think all the ones I had were either 1 or 3. So
yeah.
Where was Summoner? It was in the Void.
There was Summon 5
in Mirage.
Mirage, yes. And okay, Fleury choosing to forfeit. Unfortunately, he won't be finishing.
Yeah, I was looking for Summon. I was looking for Haste as well. I saw Fleury had Haste. I never found it. I'm assuming it's like in the Bow Castle moat or something. But yeah, that was a lot of math and a lot of timing. Seed quickly went that way for me, but that's just what I'm comfortable with. Because honestly, I don't. Well, I took the Arrow 3 over the Mix ability because I'm like, everyone's gonna learn Mix anyways. And Arrow 3 became my main damage for the majority of the seed. Right? I mean, it's just like, well, if I can't def by math, then I'm just gonna Arrow 3 you down until you're dead.
Alright, so you didn't find Hastiga, right?
Yeah, I see Dry in the chat now.
Yeah, so Fleury actually dipped in Wolf's Tower. He opened the left chest, like the one that no one goes for because it's too slow, and that's actually where Hastiga was. Though the beginning of the seed was kind of tricky with the hints. Because
I
like when you get
I double checked the Waltz Tower as Path to the Void. I'm like,
yeah,
wait, I'm pretty sure I saw like the first hint was forks have no key items.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, Sunken Waltz is considered underwater.
Yeah. Yes, Fleury had trouble about that. Also Fleury had kind of troubles with the hints. Though, for once, the trench hints were useful. Like, for once, 2 out of the 3 hints were actually useful.
I mean, possibly. At that point, I was following a completely linear chain because I'd done everything else that was not barren.
Like, it was telling you that Northern Mountain was past the void, knowing that the check we did first gave us the Ifrit's Fire, which gave us the Worst Tower key, which was leading to a barren location, so you knew that it was going to be Bermud Spot, and it gave you the world hint about Mirage Radar. That's like the best combination they could have been in Trench. Other than that, Mirage gave the hint about flying Lonka path to the void, so at this point you knew that you would need to do Flame Lonka after Mirage. So yeah, the endgame hints for once were actually useful instead of the usual, hey, that's the location you visited aeons ago. You got the items there, but hey, know that there's a hint about this location. Like, yeah.
Yeah, there was in World 1 there, or maybe it was the World 2, somewhere early I got Flying Locker Ruins at a tablet. And so I knew I was looking for the Adamantite for once I got the second tablet, because I knew there was going to be one at Sunken Walls because there was a direct hint for that tablet. And then Flying Locker Ruins is Path to the Void or a tablet early, like an early hint. And so it's just like, okay, I gotta find the Adamantite, so I'm just gonna check everything and hope it's somewhere. And then, I had a completely linear seed once the minnow in Barrier Tower, I'm shocked that I got that first try because I was just like, it's like, okay, it's all up to this one attack. And if I don't make it and you need to start dodging, of course it led to nothing, but I don't know. I thought I played that really well. I thought there were a couple bosses that just kicked me in the teeth.
I mean, besides the panda, not really.
Minnow was rough.
Yes, okay. So we didn't understand why you went to Barrier Tower. Like, my hypothesis is that you were just going there for experience points, but like, you knew it was going to be barren. So actually, why did you go there? Was it for experience points?
No, I wasn't thinking at the time. I was
Oh.
partially I went there and I knew I didn't I had no intention of looting the chests. I figured the monsters in the box were gonna be too long to take, and I had forgotten briefly that towers were barren despite what I just said, and I was like, I don't want to deal with a panda, so I'm going literally anywhere else. So yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like I just got incredibly unlucky with wind slash timing and the person who got slowed in a panda, and I can continue to do it, or I could do something else, and just a brief moment of forgetting. This is like, I don't know. I don't think I ever used any of the. Well, actually, anytime I used the weapons were when I didn't want to use them. Like, I just eventually sold that Ace 2 knife because I'm just like, I keep on accidentally equipping you.
And hello, Fleury. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
GG, Fleury.
Thanks. I was, frankly, just happy to get as far as I did. I think I got a little lucky as far as a pretty good starting setup for like not getting too stumped and having a couple of good early bosses and a couple of the nastier bosses early. So didn't really feel comfortable skipping a lot of stuff with experience times 2. But as a result, I think I kind of ended up with well, I know what the go mode path is, and it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, so you got all the 3 first tablets really easily, but the last one, at least you got useful hints to, get the logical chain. But yeah, big long chain for last tablet.
I would imagine after Bahamut check, because there isn't really any other branching spots with Fork being no key items and barrier being no key items. So was that actually Bahamut spot into falls into shrine or into all the rest? Is that what it ended up being?
No, I was thinking that was what was going to happen, but it gave us the adamantite, and that's a fork in itself. But
Oh, okay,
tablet
there
was
you
up
go.
there. Yeah, and then one of the 2 pages would have, or Here You Call would have been behind in the Earth Crystal room.
Yeah, I was when the first steamship key was powering. I was like, no, you're not going to do this game. But because that's how my first standard seed went. I think the last Gomo chain was like a 6 or 7 key item chain, and while I'm sure it was great to watch, it was kind of annoying to play through.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, you were saying you were using bow X fight. I actually just sold my bows immediately. I found control, I think, in World 2, and so
No.
as soon as was it not in
I
World
think
2?
control was in a crystal
No,
location.
yeah, sorry, it's one crystal.
It was Windshrine. Like
Yeah.
control really early, allowing you to power level on the prototypes.
Yeah, so that's what.
Farming dark matters on the side that you could use with the early Chemist. That was really easy early seed, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I Deathclaw and I Blue Magic, so.
Yeah, but that was a nice addition.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was debating between using prototypes or going to Kuza and doing the Shield Dragons, but I figured Dark Matters are nice.
Yeah, Dryzelizer did mention that, like, when you were doing Minotaur, we were thinking you were going there for experience points, and Dry did mention that controlling the Shield Dragon was, at this point, the fastest way to power level. So that's nice to remember, yeah. So do different races have different randomizer settings? So no. Basically, all matches happening in the same round have the same settings. So here, the modified standard settings with randomized weapons are the settings for the brackets around 1, which at this point are all done. Let me verify that really quick.
Yeah, this was the last match.
Yes. So, yeah. Then we are now moving on to second round. We will have Carlyle versus Dryzelizer, Spells Up versus Friday, Arkfield Monk versus Wolf1, and Francois RP versus FieryBlizzard. Week 2 will have different settings. All matches in week 2 are going to have the same settings, but there are going to be different settings than what you saw today. So, opening the
I think it's
Google
the
Doc.
Blackout Bingo, right?
Yeah, it's the Blackout Boss Bingo.
Yes, it's the Blackout Boss Hunt Bingo. So, basically standard settings, but instead of finishing when you beat the Neo XDS spot, your goal is to clear the bingo board, which will only be boss goals. So you will be hunting for the bosses to complete the bingo board. The addition is that what's more to the standard settings is that the Neo X Death fight is replaced by Goblin's fight and is shuffled across the entire seat. And to prevent a weird bug where the weakened 3x Death would override the shuffle Neo X Death, Wall 3 is going to be locked, so you need to defeat X Death at Castle. But otherwise, yes, that's going to be Blackout Boss Hunt Bingo. So 4 matches that should happen next week. Don't miss them, stay tuned. That's going to be some great matches. Well, Well,
I actually have a question about next week. Even though I'm
Yes.
not in it, I'm curious. First of all, 16 boss hunts. Oh my goodness! Don't ever bring that up in free enterprise. But
25.
16?
25. I'm
25.
sorry.
25, yeah.
25.
It's
There
a
are
5-on-5
there are
boss, so
50
25.
bosses that are going to be randomized, and you have to find half of them.
Oh man! But does that include the possibility of the alternative side boss that is next to the X-Death spot?
No, portal boss shouldn't be included.
Okay. Okay.
The-
I
the-
was kind of curious about that.
Because normally the only goal that exists for the portal boss is check the portal boss. And that's not going to be in Blackout Boss Hunt, because the boss hunt is to defeat the bosses, not just check them. So yeah, you won't be seeing the portal boss normally.
So I had done the portal boss. I can't remember which one it was. I've only beaten one of them, and it took me 35 minutes.
No, I was only able to beat Dragonclaw. I think I was close to defeating Sumber Mage, but I think I didn't.
I think
I
it was
was never
Summer
able
Mage
to
that I
beat.
beat.
Yeah, I was never able to beat Rain Senshi, however.
The portal bosses are sort of, they're nice to think about as sort of a haha, you can do this alternatively, but I'm not aware of any cheese strats, and I find them significantly more difficult than any of the super bosses in the game. Like Omega,
Yeah.
there are ways to do it. Shinryu is actually fairly easy, and I wouldn't mind that on a bingo square.
I mean, remember that the elemental properties of these super bosses are randomized as well. Shinryu and Omega don't have their vanilla elemental properties. You need
sure,
to,
but I mean, with
you need to
Shinryu, you just
yeah,
put on
you need
Coral
to-
Ring and image.
yeah, you need to talk to the NPCs that give you the weaknesses. Otherwise, for the portal bosses, the usual strats I see people using is a triple roll reflect strat with the fourth character having a fire ring or something. That's made to prevent any wall strat counter, because one of your characters actually gets hit by your own attack, and that's still reflecting triple damage. Otherwise, for the Dragon Clan, which I consider being the easiest of the three portal bosses, you just need the Apollo Harp, and that makes the fight easy, because Apollo Harp deals insane ton of damage to Dragon Clan. Because it's a dragon, as the name implies.
So I will say, I don't know about you, Fleury, but I was going into this. I never found a bard, unfortunately, for our seed name. This is probably how Edward deserves to stay put in Final Fantasy IV, but I thought, like, we hadn't seen Fork Tower at all in any this week, and so I was expecting this seed to give us a Fork Tower, and so seeing that first hint, I'm like, okay, well, are we gonna find the Necro at, like, a Twin Tanya spot just to...
Then we get Necro early.
Ellie was at TT, by the way, so was not terribly fun up there.
Yeah, the infamous bard. Final Fantasy V might be one of the only games where the bard is actually useful.
I mean, he's got his niche uses in at least the rando for 4. Like he can solo Zeromus at level 5. If you want to take 20 minutes to do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
I know this is a different game, but I'm looking forward to watching the Adamant Cup.
Yeah, should be fun.
I'm trying to think, is the body... so, in Final Fantasy III, the actual 3 on NES, the bard was... The bard songs were bugged, so the bard was 100% useless. But in the remakes, in the 3D remake, the bard is actually the best support class, but not really the speedrun class. And in Pixel Remaster, I think the bard is also really useful, like as useful as Final Fantasy V, but again, not really used in speed strats. So yeah, Final Fantasy V might be the only FF where the bard is actually used in speed strats, like when you go Heroes Rhymes into Guildtas.
I mean, honestly, Bard here is worth it just for the love
Just for
song
saying.
and I mean like to sing. I mean, speed song is powerful. Hero song is obviously powerful. Love does some good things, and then I can never remember off the top of my head which one. The one that kills
Requiem?
undead. Yeah, Requiem. Which can also be very powerful. It's a good class. It's unfortunate that I mean I think this entire tournament has mostly been mixed strats because we found Chemist early, and we haven't. I don't think I've seen anyone do sing strats at the end so far.
All right. So, looking at the schedule, there is indeed one of the round 2 matches already scheduled. This is going to happen on Tuesday, February 22nd, so tomorrow, at 6:30 p.m. EST. So that should be like 3 hours and a half later than today. It's going to be Arkfield Monk versus the Seawolf 1. So it's happening tomorrow. Do not miss it.
Tomorrow, if you're in Europe, 2 days from now, if
I
you are
won't
in
be
the
up
US.
like for European time zones. That's going to be midnight and a half.
Yeah, I mean it's on the
Yeah,
22nd, but yeah.
I'm not going to be able to do anything there. All right. So, do any of you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I mean, I will definitely thank you for, solo calming and tracking. Definitely thanks for SpeedGaming for picking us up and getting the channel all figured out.
Yes,
Uh,
thanks a lot to SpeedGaming. Thanks a lot to Scupula, who was able to get us a channel and set up the restream. Thank you both, FieryBlizzard and Fleury14, for this race. Thanks everyone in chat for kind of helping me, and thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the rest of the tournament. As I said, there's a match tomorrow. Do not miss it, and we will all see you later. Goodbye, everyone, and good night.